Activist investor Bill Ackman told investors he's looking to raise money for a new fund that will invest in a large U.S. company. Of course, that has spurred much speculation in particular that Ackman has one company in mind, FedEx. Our markets reporter Dominic Chu is digging into the package shipping giant, and I guess we should ask, why would FedEx be a candidate for Bill Ackman?
Well, it's interesting because you said the key word there, which is it's speculation right now. There are all kinds of candidates that could be out there, but Bill Ackman laid out what he's looking for in terms of this particular company. He said a number of different things. First of all, the business is simple. I mean, transportation has complexities to it, but in essence, it's getting something from point A to point B. Also, it's predictable, free cash flow generative. It generates cash, enjoys high barriers to entry. It's a lot of capital-intensive movements here from some of these businesses, and it has substantial pricing power. Now,
these are all criteria.
But these are all criteria. Now, FedEx does not have, say, substantial pricing power.
UPS is in the picture.
Yes, UPS is there, also global carriers. This is not exactly, perhaps, custom-made for these criteria, but what it does speak to is this idea that FedEx might fit some of them, and that's the reason why an analyst at Edward Jones in particular is saying that this could be a candidate. Now, one of the things that they're looking at overall is whether or not FedEx has some of these attributes and whether or not this could be a candidate because of things like valuation. We know that activist investors like to go into companies where they feel as though they can unlock some kind of value. They think that there's an operational efficiency to be had. The reason why FedEx is interesting here because they're going through their own operating efficiency revamp, if you will. So they're already taking a plan. They still do trade.
Long overdue, because over the past 5 years, FedEx has dramatically underperformed UPS.
And it shows in the stock, Eric. That's the reason why it's telltale here, because it still trades at a discount to UPS, about 16% in terms of a price-to-earnings basis. So, yes, there's value to be had just if it gets to trade at the same multiple that a UPS does. So maybe that's the reason why an activist investor would want to come in there. If they can just get that bump, that could be a substantial move for an investor.
Now, Ackman has made it clear that he's thinking about investing in a single company.
Single company.
Why? Ackman's last single company fund that I can recall, Target, was a disaster.
There have been some single company funds that haven't done very well. Remember, some very concentrated bets. But what's interesting about these special purpose vehicles,
not forget Herbalife.
Right? Herbalife. There's also, I mean, JCPenney hasn't been doing all that great. He made a very concentrated bet there. This particular special purpose vehicle, oftentimes investors will know that this is a concentrated bet on one particular industry, sector, strategy, or a company. So when you do look at a situation like Target, maybe investors kind of had an idea that, hey, this is going to be a real boom or a real bust, depending on whether or not this one investment works out. So with
and as a hedge fund manager, he's going to take a more sophisticated approach, presumably, than just buying or selling the stock.
Well, and it's not just that, too. The investors in certain of these funds would understand that this is the strategy. Right. So if you are a qualified, accredited, whatever investor that knows a little bit more about the markets than we do, then you should know that some of these investments, whatever Ackman chooses to do with this, could be very, 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 I guess, boom or bust.
Meantime, the speculation continues.
We don't know yet. He hasn't said anything.
Although a little of the air is coming out of the FedEx balloon today.
And FedEx has declined comment along with Ackman.
Dominic, thank you very much. Dominic Chu with the latest on the speculation about what Bill Ackman will do next.